Hey Canucks fans, did that crazy 5-on-3 sequence from last night's game actually save the Canucks' young season? I'm Canuck Clay. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Wednesday, November the 3rd. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. And as always, this vlog is brought to you by Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial using the link in my video description. It's Wednesday. It's a little bit later than I wanted to record this, but it's still Wednesday. It's still light out. And because it's Wednesday, don't forget, I'll do my bowling update at the end of this video. As you know, I bowl every Tuesday night. And this week, it's a good update for once. But hang on for that to the very end of the video. I broke down last night's 3-2 thrilling overtime win over the Rangers. I did a quick shorts video. I did my actual recap. And we all know that New York went up 2-0. The Canucks played better in the first two periods but didn't score. Fans were getting a little restless. And then in the third period, quick goals by JT Miller and then Vasily Podkolzin. Both of them set up by Connor Garland. Set up a crazy finish. So the crazy last few minutes, including the Canucks killing off a two-man advantage. And then, of course, JT Miller winning the game for the team in overtime. I've talked about the overtime goal. I've talked about Podkolzin and Miller and Garland. I want to talk about that 5-on-3 scene, that crazy turn of events that we've seen now. We've heard it talked about. We've seen it broken down. And we know that with the Canucks trailing down two men, Demko lost his stick and blocker while scrambling to make a save, while Tucker Poolman was actually making a save in the crease. The puck goes around. Meanwhile, Demko's showing his bare hand to the ref. Ref says, I can't call it down. Panarin's winding up for a one-timer. JT Miller is freaking out in the goal crease because he knows that if the puck gets past Demko, that he's going to have to try and stop the shot. Somehow, Demko stacks the pads and makes the initial save, and then, well on his stomach, kicks up his heels and makes what they call a scorpion-like save. I guess that's what scorpions do. So they did that, and then that was crazy too. And then finally the puck goes off of him, whizzes past JT Miller's face, goes around, and then the referee blows the puck down, blows the play down once the Canucks regain possession of some sort. So what a crazy sequence. And there's so many funny things that happened there, especially Tucker Poolman, that was making that save in the crease. JT Miller freaking out. I would be freaked out too if I was going to get smoked in the head or in my nether regions with the puck or whatever. And then, of course, Demko making acrobatic save after acrobatic save without even a blocker on his bare right hand. So naturally and rightfully, this highlight made everything. It made ESPN, obviously, all the Barstool and then all the local media, national media, TSN. It was so crazy. It was just a crazy sequence. And I wasn't even there. In fact, I was watching the game with no sound on at the bowling alley like I do on Tuesday nights. But everything I've seen and heard from people that were there at the game, they said, and even the players were saying, that's the loudest they've heard Rogers Arena in a long while. Obviously, the loudest they've heard it in a couple seasons because there are no fans in the building last year. So, without over dramatizing it, yes, I do have some discretion once in a while. Could this be the sequence that turns this young season around? Because think of the context here. If Buffalo, think about Jack Eichel. If New York had scored there, they would probably win the game 3-2 or 4-2 if they potted an empty netter. And the Canucks fight in the first half of that third period all goes to waste because the ref called two weaker penalties and the Canucks can't kill off yet another penalty kill. And then now the Canucks have lost 4 straight at home. They are 3 games under 500 already, 10 games in the season, and it's looking like a repeat of last year. But by simply making those crazy saves, instead of 3-6-1, doesn't 4-5-1 sound so much better? Now they're only 1 game under 500 as opposed to 3 games under 500. I'm not saying that Green or Benning would have lost their job if the Canucks lost last night, but again, 4 home losses to kick off your homestand, your first homestand of the season, that is not a good look. Whereas now, imagine this. The Canucks win on Friday against Nashville. I hope they will because I'm there. And boom, they're at 500 once again with a chance to go 2 games over 500 with winnable games against Dallas and Anaheim. So it's so crazy how just one sequence, one play, one win by the Canucks completely flips the narrative. Because I think you'd agree, if the Canucks had somehow found a way to lose last night's game, it would have been ugly. Fans would have been calling even more so for Travis Green's head or Jim Benning's head, or I should say their job, not their head. And then, we'd be talking about how the Canucks still can't score enough to win a game, and then what's wrong with our big players? Where's Pettersson still? Where's Besser? So on and so forth. So, wow, just a different narrative, and I'm so grateful for it because now the Canucks and staff and fans can live to see another day and look forward to, yes, climbing back to the 500 mark with the win against Nashville on Friday night. So if you haven't seen the sequence, I'm sure you have. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out and look for all the small nuances and interesting parts of that sequence. It's quite fascinating. And I want you to know in the comments below, tell me, is this, and it might not be that actual scramble, but the overall way the Canucks played last night, especially in the third period. Actually, they played a pretty good game. They just were snake bitten for the first 2 periods. So whether it's the actual play in that sequence or the game and effort level overall, can this be the game that turns around the Canucks season? Tell me. Or I want you to tell me, Clay, you're kind of over-dramatizing this. You're making too big of a deal. I want to see more. I want to see how they play against Nashville. Otherwise, that was all for naught. That's totally fair too. But you let me know in the comments below how you feel about that sequence. And do you think that it is indeed an important part in turning around the Canucks' early fortunes this season? A couple other things before I do my shout-outs and my bowling update. Was on Sportsnet 650 earlier today on the People Show. They're doing wrong answers only, and Sat, Dan, and Randeep were asking for wrong answers for what should we trade away for Jack Eichel. So I put in a year-long supply of parody songs by Marie and me, and they ran with it for about a minute. It was pretty funny. Not so much the parody songs, but they talked about how positive I am. They talked about the thumbs up meme or GIF, whatever you want to call it, and they said, Would Vancouver trade away me, Canuck Clay, and the meme? Maybe I have to do a meme doing the thumbs up meme wearing a Buffalo Sabres jersey. Would Vancouver trade me for Jack Eichel straight up? Obviously, having some fun with it. The answer is yes. Obviously, well, I think so. Anyways, then they were talking about how Buffalo needs some positivity, so I could be the one who does that. My PR skills or whatever, my gift of gab or my lack of shame. And then they started talking about, do I have a no movement clause when I signed up to be a Canucks fan? So that was a funny story. And then it was nice. The 3 guys ended up saying no. They wouldn't trade Canuck Clay. They wouldn't trade me because in essence I was too valuable to this market. And I know they were being facetious, but it was kind of nice to hear them talk for 45 seconds to a minute about me on the radio. I admit I kind of like that thing. So I put a poll up on Twitter, and right now 200 people have voted, and I said me and my thumbs up meme for Jack Eichel straight up. Who says no? Buffalo or Vancouver? And thankfully 2/3 of the people are saying Vancouver says no. 1/3 are saying good riddance. Buffalo says no, but that's okay. I'm a big boy. I can handle that. So that was kind of funny to hear. The other thing I'm excited to tell you about is things are falling into place very nicely for my November 13th pub meetup. It's at the Park Pub in downtown Vancouver in the West End. So many giveaways we have planned, including hotel stays, gift certificates, tickets. It's going to be a lot of fun. Beer. So make sure you look for, I'm going to be sharing some details about that this weekend. Saturday, November the 13th at the Park Pub, downtown Vancouver. We'll be watching the Vancouver Canucks play in Vegas. It's an away game. That's why we're doing it. So make sure you look for details on that on the weekend. And finally, I recorded a wonderful vlog with James Cybulski. We did a Zoom interview. It was so good. I'm going to release that tomorrow morning, and I can't wait for you to see it. I'll do my shout-outs, and then I'll do my bowling update. Shout-outs to hero members, nucksfan number 29, Just Incredible, Lucas Gates, and Andrew Chang, and the Hall of Fame members, Jens95, simalexander, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, Shannon Hollingworth, and Carol Bovenlander. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or in my videos on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Okay, bowling. Last night was a good night. It's so the first half of the season is gone. Now we have a second half of the season, and then the champions of each season have to play each other. So we did pretty poorly in the first half of the season. I think we came in 12th or 13th out of 18 teams. Well, we had a good start to the second half. We took 32 out of 50 points, so we won 32 to 18. I won 6 out of 10 points, so I won 2 of my games plus total, so 2 plus 2 makes 6. Our middle guy, Arnold, struggled a little bit. He only got 2 points, but then Jacob won 8 of 10 because he won 3 of the 4 matchups plus total. So 6, 2, and 8, that made 16. And then, as I said, each game is worth 4 points total plus the total. So we won 3 of the 4 games. That's 12 points. And then we won overall total another 4. That makes 16. 16 and 16 is 32. So once again, I won 6 out of 10. Arnold won 2 out of 10. Jacob won 8 out of 10. So 16 individual points out of 30. So pretty even. But then we won 16 of the 20 team points because Jacob was awesome. He bowled 950 total over 4 games. You guys, that's an average of 450. That's an average of 225 a game. No more. He did a 230 or 240 yesterday average, which is just insane. You guys know how good of a bowler Jacob is. For me, it was my best night of the season. Thank you for asking. I bowled a 733 series, which is pretty good. That's an average of 183. So I bowled 176, 162, 202, 194. So thankfully, those last 2 games, I was able to outbowl my weight. So I lost the first 2 games. So that I actually bowled decent games, 176 and 162. But then I won the second 2 games, 202 and 194. My total was 733 or something very close to that. And I beat the other guy by about 25 pins total. So that's why I got 6 out of the 10 points. So a great start for us for the second half of our bowling season. Thanks for enduring with me, and leave a comment below. I always like to know if you actually make it all the way to the end of this video and you actually listen and understand what I'm saying about the bowling. Subscribe if you like to, like this video if you like to, become a member of the channel if you like to, leave a comment down below if you'd like to. Did that play yesterday turn the Canucks season around, or am I kind of being a little bit over dramatic? It wouldn't be the first time. Let me know. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe, stay healthy, and take care of yourselves and of each other. Have a great night. Tonight, members only live stream. We'll see you at 10 p.m. God bless, and go Canucks go.